Good morning, Ann.
Good morning, David. How are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Sorry, Mark's
How's
gonna be, he's in a meeting right now, so maybe he'll try to join us later.
okay? No worries. How's he sleeping?
Oh, much better. He's sleeping much better. He tried some CBD gummies. So that's been helping him rest. So that's good. So we'll see how long that lasts.
He's in what, banking or something loans, or I forget.
He does finance, but he works for CBRE.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's what it is. I was thinking for some reason, I know CBRE does the large commercial real estate, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. Pat's coming on.
All right.
Hey, Pat, how are you?
Good morning.
Anybody working on the house today, Pat?
No, we're getting inspected so we can start filling the pool,
Okay.
hopefully this afternoon.
Right on. I didn't know that you had a pool or getting that done.
We do, and we added a jacuzzi.
Oh,
Rich
nice.
finally relented after all these years. The kids and I have been begging forever, so we'll see.
Right on.
Yeah, it's been a long process, but it's finally almost done. Hopefully everything works. That's the big question. This has kind of been an interesting process, to say the least.
Yeah.
How are you, Anne? I don't hear her. We don't hear you. Oh, you're mute. You're mute.
Sorry, I muted myself. I'm good. How are you, Pat?
I'm good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, there's Carrie.
Hi, David.
Hey, Carrie, I saw your pictures by the river. It looks beautiful in the forest.
Yeah, on a snowy day.
How was that?
It was so funny because my husband was really excited to go like a little kid. Like he missed all that while the kids were growing up in Illinois. Like, really?
Yeah.
And I just went along with it because he just retired. It'll be 3 weeks on Monday. So he's been like, I knew, like, let's go do something fun, and
Sure.
it's coming from him, and that's like all brand new. So, but it was just so sketchy because it was a heavy snow, and all these branches on all these beautiful blooming trees had broken off, and when we were driving to this neighborhood where this path in the woods is, this snow, it hadn't been plowed like in the Midwest because they don't know how to do that here as well. And these big branches and pine cones were all over, like a big storm had run through, and the trees were like kind of crying, but there were other crazy people out there walking, and snow bombs would come down, and you'd be like praying they weren't branches gonna come knock you out, So
Right.
stay that outside that long. It was crazy. And then when we went to the Tulip Festival on Tuesday, it was beautiful, but it hailed, it was freezing, it was sleeting, it was just like, come on. I can't wait to come back to California and visit soon.
Yeah. Oh,
This
that's
is not
awesome.
my weather jam, but we're gonna have a picnic and a Easter egg hunt with my grandsons on Sunday at a state park, and it's not supposed to rain.
Yay. Yeah, they get all the seasons there. We here down here, we miss the seasons. It's been really windy, very windy here.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Shelley and I just booked about 6 days up in Sequoia at this private cabin on a 316 acre property. So it'll be nice to just have nothing around. It's got like a mile of running water through it, and
oh, you'll have to share that. Sequoia is one of Dave's favorite places. He would do that. That sounds great.
Yep, we're looking forward to it. So, well, all right. Well, I'm going to put everyone on mute here for now, and then I'll take us off mute at the end. And for today's practice, as we continue to follow along with this book called Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins, I'm going to talk about the topic of courage and, diving into courage a little bit and understanding the somatics of courage and breathing through courage. So in his book, Dr. David Hawkins said, courage is the critical level that distinguishes the positive and negative influences of life. At the level of courage, an attainment of true power occurs. Therefore, it is also the level of empowerment. This is the zone of exploration, accomplishment, fortitude, and determination. At the lower levels, the world is seen as hopeless, sad, frightening, or frustrating. But at the level of courage, life is seen to be exciting, challenging, and stimulating. Courage implies the willingness to try new things and deal with the vicissitudes of life. At this level of empowerment, one is able to cope with and effectively handle the opportunities of life. Growth and education become attainable goals. There is the capacity to face fears or character defects and to grow despite them. Anxiety also does not cripple endeavor as it would at the lower levels of evolution. People at this level put back into the world as much energy as they take. At lower levels, populations as well as individuals drain energy from society without reciprocating. Because accomplishments result in positive feedback, self-reward and esteem become progressively self-reinforcing. This is where productivity begins. The collective level of consciousness of mankind remained at 190 for many centuries and curiously only jumped to its current level of 204 within the last decade. We don't need to worry about the numbers so much right now, but if you do have the book, it dives into the numbers just a little bit more. But I was sharing yesterday, it takes a lot of courage, first off, to just show up to a practice like this. It takes a lot of courage to do insight work and to ask ourselves introspective questions, because where I find that there is a level of discomfort or uncomfortableness, there's also a lot of room to grow. And when we stay within that shell of comfort, we start to develop a fixed mindset rather than that open mindset. Now, Brené Brown said, courage is a heart word. The root of the word courage is cor, the Latin word for heart. In one of its earliest forms, the word courage meant to speak one's mind by telling all one's heart. Over time, this definition has changed, and today we typically associate courage with heroic and brave deeds. But in my opinion, this definition fails to recognize the inner strength and level of commitment required for us to actually speak honestly and openly about who we are and about our experiences, good and bad. Speaking from our hearts is what I think of as ordinary courage. And I think everybody's seen The Wizard of Oz, the cowardly lion, always living in fear. I do feel that that's sort of that metaphor for the lion-hearted, that it takes courage to really do, to walk through fear. It takes courage to say no to things and start to say yes to ourselves. It takes courage to walk away from an unhealthy relationship. It takes courage to ask someone out on a date. It takes courage to you know, let go of a toxic workplace and to go do something on your own. There's a lot of different ways that courage can show up in our lives. And honestly, I feel none of us would be here right now if it weren't for our own individual yet collective practices of courage. And so as we move into our practice today, just discussing momentarily a little bit about where courage tends to show up in the body and where it's felt. And, you know, when fear is there, there is typically a level of ego that is also present. And we're not judging ego as good or bad. I just don't even go there anymore with that. It's just that there is an ego or an identity that is attached to whatever fear there may be. And so many times we don't do something because of that fear of an outcome. But when we are just focusing on fear, we're not seeing what's beyond that. And the truth is, there is always something beyond that fear, because fear is just a thought, and a thought can be changed. But when all we're doing is having that tunnel vision, focusing on that fear, well, we lose sight of what's beyond that, the possibilities that are there. So as we do some of this work, we may notice that fear shows up in our chest, but we'll also notice that courage also shows up in the chest. When I pulled my clinics this past week, courage showed up as a level of vibration across the chest, like an energetic vibration. There was a little bit of tension throughout the throat, because the truth is, if we're speaking our mind, we're not always making our way down to our hearts. But when we truly speak from the heart and let ourselves be seen, then we start to notice that a relaxation starts to take place. And it's a practice like anything else. It's like if we want to do a marathon, we got to do, you know, a mile at a time to build ourselves up. Courage isn't something just happens overnight, but the more we practice that courageness and speaking from our heart and living from our hearts, the easier it does get over time, until that is the new conditioning that is formed, rather than simply the conditioning that takes place inside of the head by the mind. I forget which author it was, but I think it was either Maya Angelou, or I know Brene Brown said something similar to it. But courage is one of the first virtues, because we can't have any other virtue without the virtue of courage to practice it in the first place. Courage is a representation of integrity. Integrity is what's doing what's right before what's doing fast, fun, and easy. Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one's watching. And it takes courage to do that. But once again, the more we practice, the easier it becomes, until it becomes second nature or nature. So with that said, we're going to get into our practice today. We're going to do a little bit of singing today. So don't mind my voice, please. But I find it's helpful to connect to the voice, because it's the one way in which we really communicate with the rest of the world. So I invite you to join in. Let's go to our mats. We're going to lay down on our backs, and we'll begin our practice. And let me just turn these lights on over here. It'll give me just a little more light. Okay, the girls are playing with my lights. Last when was it, Monday or Tuesday, we had about 6 13-year-old girls over at our house, because Gwen was having a sleepover for spring break. So they all came down here and started playing with my equipment. Which I appreciate, and I'm glad that they do, because I think it's something that's fun and enjoyable. All right, friends. Let's lay down on our backs. And as we lay down on our backs, let's place our left hand over our heart. Place the right hand on the belly. And I think, Julie, can you put your microphone on mute? And let the back of the head rest. Let the shoulders drop down towards the ground. Let the collarbones spread. Feel your spine release down. Allow your hips to relax. Let the legs relax. Allow the feet and toes to release. Feel your hands resting on your body. And as we begin to tune in, let's tune into the sounds in the room that we're in. Whether it be my voice or any other sounds that are taking place, not judging them. Tuning into the breath. Observe the inhales and the exhales. Feel the depth, pace, balance in the breath. And let's begin to breathe slowly together. Inhaling through the nose, fill the lungs all the way up. Give it a sigh, let it go. Inhale through the nose, filling the lungs all the way up. Sigh it out. Inhale. Sigh it out. Inhaling. Sigh it out. Inhale. Sigh it out. Just a couple more like this. Inhale. Sigh it out. And one more inhale. Sigh it out. Seal the lips. Begin breathing in and out through your nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through the nose, down the spine, into the lower belly, chest expands. Exhale out the nose, release out of the chest, feel the navel drop down, up the spine, out the nose. Inhale through the nose, down the spine, into the lower belly, chest expands, collarbone spread. Exhale, letting it go. Emptying the lungs. Inhaling down spine, into lower belly, chest expands, collarbone spread. Exhaling out of the chest, feel the navel drop down, up the spine, out the nose. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. A few more. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. And inhaling. Exhaling. Good. Check in with your bodies. And just observe as you continue to breathe on your own how those breaths felt. Did it change anything? Observe any differences as we move deeper into the practice. We'll stay with our breath. We'll let go of what we can. Let's have some fun along the way too. So this next breath, we're going to go for about a minute. All we're going to do is just flutter our lips. I'll time us, and we'll take an inhale through the nose, and then flutter the lips. Go for as long as you can. Inhale. Flutter the lips. Inhale. Flutter the lips. Go as long as you can. Inhale. And flutter your lips. This time, inhale. Big sigh, let it go. Again, inhale. Sigh it out. Feel it in your throat. Inhale. Sigh it out. Smooth breath in. And then exhale, letting it go. This time we're going to go for 90 seconds. Same thing, fluttering the lips. Feel for the sensation in your lips and try to elongate and smooth out the fluttering as much as you can. Go at your pace. I won't tell you or cue you to breathe after we begin. So it'll be on your own. Take an inhale. Begin. On your own. relaxing the lips. Last one. This time, inhale. And let's Om. Focus on the center of your forehead. Inhale. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. And then just notice how that felt. Do we have judgments of our own voice? Do we have judgments around singing? It's an honest question to ask ourselves. Do I judge my own voice? All right, now I would say it takes some courage to look at where that judgment comes from. Initially, we might say things like, oh, I'm just not a good singer, or I've never been trained in singing. It's all good. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a trained singer to be able to sing and practice. Many times I'll hear or see students shying away from the practice of oming or singing because there is a lot of self-judgment that may be there. Well, if we want to look and feel a little bit more enlightened, it's taking the time to look at, well, how has my voice been shaped and changed? Has it been conditioned in some way? Have I been shut down? The answer's there internally if we choose to look at it. That's all. All right. So for this next breath, we're going to do breath fire for 2 minutes, laying on our back. Most of us have done breath of fire before. It'll be an inhale, exhale out the nose quickly like a sniffing dog. You can release your arms down along your sides for this one, turning your palms face up. You may experience different sensations. You may experience tingling. You may experience a little bit of falling asleep even. You may experience an energetic sense. Whatever's there, allow to be there. Have the courage to let it be and allow ourselves to pass through it. As we breathe in and out, I'll cue us. At the end of the 2 minutes, we'll exhale out all the air and we'll hold that for approximately 30 seconds. And then we'll take a great big inhale and hold that at the top of the inhale for as long as we can, or approximately, not as long as we can. Let's just hold for about a minute. And if you have to break early, you break early. That's okay. No judgment. Courage to look at judgment. So let's begin this 2 minutes of breath of fire. I'll cue us. Please take an inhale. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Seal the lips, breathing in halfway. And begin. Keep going. Even when it's uncomfortable, keep going, push through it, stay strong. Finish strong, 10 seconds. And exhale out all the air, empty the lungs all the way up, pausing for 30 seconds, hold. Take an inhale, fill your lungs all the way up to the top, and then hold your breath, relaxing into your body. 1 minute. Exhale it all out, let it go. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. And smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. And just observe what came up for you in that hold. Let's have the courage to look at that. Did we get a little bit uncomfortable? Did we start to panic a little bit? Are we judging ourselves because we maybe didn't hold the whole 30 seconds or 1 minute? You know, just observing these thoughts that come up and observing the sensations to come up helps us in what is called the liberation process, because we start to liberate ourselves from these bodies and the attachment to them. All right, so let's put a gentle bend in our knees. Put a gentle bend in our knees. Let's roll over to our right side, and then let's press ourselves up, and we're going to come seated. As we come seated, we're going to get into an oming practice now. Now, in this oming practice, we're simply going to get lost in ohms. You're not going to wait for me. Once we get started, everybody has a different lung capacity, so it's not about waiting for the other person. But I'd like you to ohm on your own. It'll be an inhale through the nose, and then a We did 3 earlier, but now as we get into this, I'd like you to focus your attention and your awareness on your heart and your throat. And I'll do a little bit of mild coaching as I do it along with you. I'll time us for 5 minutes. Awareness of the throat, awareness of the chest. Try to relax into your bodies as much as you can, and then keep the chest lifted and open. When we om from the base of our spine all the way up and out through the nose. Okay? All right, friends, let this 5 minutes begin. Take an inhale. Watch any judgments. One more. Deep breath in. Exhale, letting it go. And then just observe. Observing what came up. All right. For our next breath, I'd like us to just do some gentle movements with our arms. And we did some of these movements last week, but I find they're helpful in opening up the rib cage, shoulders, side waist as well too. So let's take our arms down along our sides. If you need to switch the crossing of your legs, please switch the crossing of your legs. Now, on an inhale, sweep the arms upwards to the sky. And on the exhale, draw the hands down to the heart center, then all the way down to the ground. Let the hands separate. Inhale, arms reaching up. Exhale, draw the hands down to the heart center. All through the nose, inhaling, arms out and up. Exhale, draw the hands down to the heart center. Inhaling, arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. One more. Inhaling, arms out and up. Exhale, draw the hands down to the heart center. Very good. All right, this next exercise, we're going to turn our left palm face up and our right palm face down. Okay, so I don't know if I can mirror you. Sometimes Zoom's a little different than FaceTime. But basically, the left arm is going to rise with the inhale, and the right arm is going to drop with the inhale. And then we're going to turn the palms around and switch for the exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Beautiful. Release the arms down along the sides or to the knees. All right, for this next breath, we're going to sit tall and we're going to breathe in and out through our nose, in and out through our mouths. Now, when we do this, we're going to create a little, basically a taco or a roll with our tongue. So it's going to be like you're sipping through a straw on the inhale. and then out the tongue with the exhale. So it's going to be inhale and exhale out that rolled tongue. Now, one of the intentions behind this particular breath is considered to be a cooling breath because the air is moving across the saliva and it helps to cool the nervous system down a little bit. Ways in which we can do this: if we're in fear, if we're a little bit hot, if we're overheated, curl the tongue up like a straw and just breathe through the nose, breathe through your mouth. And the other part is it helps to strengthen the diaphragm a little bit, because you'll notice when you do this, you'll have to create a little bit more of a sucking sensation with your core muscles. All right, so let's begin. Create a little roll with your tongue, create some space with your lips, and let's inhale. Exhale. We'll go for 3 minutes. Adjust your tongue if you need to, it's okay. One more. Very good. Relax the tongue. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Very good. Notice how that felt. You know, just like a yogic posture, strengthening the tongue, strengthening the jaw, strengthening the throat. These are all parts of patterns of speech that we can use and do. By doing these subtle things, we also begin to strengthen the tongue, the mouth, as well as our voices for when we choose to speak, because ultimately we're practicing. Practice takes courage. When we start to have courage, confidence naturally develops. So this next one, we're going to do a little bit of Sanskrit singing, and we're going to do this at the diatonic tone. So diatonic is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So, or in other words, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Most of us have probably heard that before. The keys on the range on a piano. So we're going to say the word lam, L-A-M. L-A-M is representative of the first chakra. And so all we're going to do is go lam. All right. We're going to do this 7 times. Okay, 7 times. Say the word lam. And then we're going to do the next one will be vam. Just listen to it. Listen for the cues. Let's begin. Inhale. Lam. Focus on the base of your spine. Inhale. Lam. Inhale. Focus on the base of the spine. Lam. Inhale. Lam. Inhale. Lam. Inhale. Lam. Base of the spine, last one, inhale. Lam. This time, focus on your sacrum, and we're going to use the word vam. Let's begin. Inhale. Vam. Focus on the sacrum. Inhale. Vam. Inhale. Vam. Inhale, sacrum. Vam. Inhale. Vam. Inhale, long spine. One more. Inhale. This time, focus on your navel, and it's RAM, Ram. Inhale. Ram. Inhale. Relax the throat. 5 more. Inhale. Inhale, focus on the navel. Inhale, 3 more. Two more. Inhale. One more. Inhale. This time, focus on the heart, and it's Yam, Y-A-M. Inhale. Yam. Inhale, Yam, focus on the heart. Yam. 5 more. Relax the jaw, relax the throat. Inhale. Yeah. 'Inhaling. Yeah. 3 more. Inhale. Yeah. 2 more. Inhale. Yeah. Last one. Inhale. Yeah. As we get into the throat, focus on the throat chakra. It's hum. Little octave shift. Inhale. Hum. H-A-M. Focus on the throat. Inhale. Breath control. Steady with the breath. Inhale. Feel your throat. Inhale. Three more. Inhale. Steady. Two more. Inhale. Inhaling. Last one, inhale. This one is Om, focusing on the center of the forehead, right where the third eye is. We'll increase the octave again. Inhale. Focus on the third eye. Om. Inhale. Inhaling. Inhaling. Three more. Inhaling. Two more. Inhaling. One more. Inhaling. This time we do 7 in silence. Inhale, no noise. Focus on the crown of the head. Inhaling. Inhale. Four more. Inhale. Three more. Inhale. Two more. Inhale. One more. Inhale. And inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Place our hands over our hearts. Bow our head down towards our hands, honoring ourselves today, our practices, for showing up on our mats. We honor our friends, families, loved ones, and supporters. Gratitude for the many blessings, gifts, and abundance in our lives today. Gratitude to the many teachers and guides who came long before us, who passed along these practices. Gently releasing the hands down, opening the eyes, and lifting your chins. Let me come back over to the computer. And you can take yourselves off mute if you'd like. I think everyone can take it off.
My tongue is cold.
Your tongue is cold. How you feel?
Wonderful. Very relaxed.
Good. You know, so many people, especially when we start to get into toning and emoting, that judgment starts to come up. And I always recommend to just let go of that self-critic. And I can even say, even with me as a teacher, it comes up. I'm like, oh no, I'm not perfect. And they're not, what are they going to think? Even those thoughts come up for me too. But the thing is that if I'm judging this, what else am I judging? There's probably a lot of other areas that I'm judging things too. And when we have confidence to just be in our own voice and to recognize our own voice, I think of Anne, you're going to have a baby and you're probably going to be singing to your baby in little different ways, and how sweet is that? I think about, some of the teachers that I have listened to over the years. They whistle and they sing and they play instruments as a way as a homage towards this experience of life, because these things we have in our voices are gifts. And sound healing, we can speak sound healing into the world based on the words that we choose to use. And I know that if we have the courage to speak from our hearts a little bit more about things, that reverberation is most definitely felt across the world. So thank you so much, everybody. Did you have any comments or questions or concerns? Bye, Pat. I know you got to take off.
I do.
All right. Hey, Rich.
Hey, David.
Rich sighting.
How are you? Good morning.
Great to see you.
Good to see you. See you Saturday.
Enjoy your jacuzzi.
No, not yet. Couple of weeks.
Okay.
It's a long process. You don't want to know.
Okay. All right.
I just wanted to ask one thing
Yes.
on the out breath. It's easier for me to hold the breath. Like for the minute, it was fine when we inhaled, but the out breath, when I have no breath, it's harder for me to hold it. I mean, maybe I'm thinking too much about it and I try to relax, like you say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the thinking too much about it. And then as soon as it's sort of like the instant that panic reflex comes up of, oh my God, I need more air. We have to remember that our bodies have residual volumes of air in it. We have a reserve in it. But when that panic reflex comes up, that is a panic reflex that touches a lot of different areas too. So it's just leaning into the panic. What I'll do when I first started doing this is I began to self-inquiry. Okay, so I would immediately ask myself, what's panicking? What is feeling uncomfortable? And getting to the root of where discomfort is coming from and relaxing into that. I find it helpful for a number of different reasons, but I would maybe start with that and see how that feels, and then just keep relaxing, because what happens when that panic reflex happens, it contracts all the muscles, and then we're utilizing that oxygen, that breath, or whatever it is, that prana, you know?
And I love the going up the chakras. And when we got to the heart, I saw green. And the throat, I saw blue. It was beautiful. Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you.
David, you know, when we're doing the taco thing with our tongue, I got a little cotton mouth. Is that normal?
It is normal.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was doing it right.
Yeah, did you feel how cool it was though at a certain point?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Your jaw may even kind of lock up a little bit too, and the tongue will get tired. That's normal.
Okay.
Bye, Julie.
Thank you.
All righty.
Okay,
I'll see
thank
ya.
you, David.
I got your invite too, so thank you.
Oh, that's great. You're welcome. I can't wait. It's just in a few weeks. Gosh, it's so fast.
Yeah. We're excited. We're definitely excited.
We're excited to have you guys. And Sequoia will be fun. Sounds so relaxing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna bring my recording devices and just put it out at nighttime and record all the sounds and everything. So it should be fun.
Oh, that will be beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, have a relaxing time.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
that.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate it.
Say hi to Shelly too.
Certainly, will do. Take
Okay,
care.
take care. Bye, David.